Good morning. So, I'm sitting here drinking my coffee. I'm just getting up. Well, I've been up a little bit. I always like to look at certain messages and check my phone, just like everybody else does. But as everybody that's been looking at my channels, I am going through a little bit of a rough time right here. But I do have a lead on a job. I'm waiting to hear back from them, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But it's been brought to my attention. I've noticed having where I'm at, it's in the mountains, and there's a lot of people that are on fixed incomes, and a lot of them depend on the local food bank. And I just want to put out there that if you can do anything for the holidays to give to your local food bank, there's a few things that most people don't think about. And I have noticed that, when you go to the food banks and they give you whatever they got, and you get a box or whatever, I've noticed like for example, if they give you macaroni and cheese, well, it's wonderful to have macaroni and cheese, but you can't make it without milk, and you can't make it without butter. So do something a little different this year. If you like to give back, and you sometimes go by the food banks and like to drop off a little anything, there's a few items I've noticed that people don't really think about that we use every day. So this is a thing I would like people to think about. It's all wonderful and good to be able to donate to your local food bank, but the things that people need that other people don't think about, toilet paper. Everyone's got to have toilet paper, folks, at least here in America. So if you can donate, if you can go to the dollar store and buy one of those $5, $10 with the 6 rolls of toilet paper in it, so they can give out a roll of toilet paper. My neighbor, I didn't realize, he goes to the food bank because he's on a fixed income, and whenever we go into town, I take him with me because his truck's broke down. So that's the way I give back. But toilet paper, razors, I don't know about the rest of you gals out there, but on occasion I like to still shave my legs. You know what I'm saying? Guys like to shave their face. Bars of soap. Even if you go to the Dollar Tree and pick up five bars of soap to donate. You know what I'm saying? Paper towels. I realize paper towels are, you can do with or without them, but some people might end up using those or napkins for toilet paper. Okay? Butter. It's all great, fine and dandy for them to give you, 10 boxes of macaroni and cheese that you can make for your kids for lunch the next day. But if you don't have no butter and you don't have no milk, it's useless. I mean, you can eat it without, but you know what I'm saying? So some of those items that you don't think about that you can donate to your local food bank would make a world of difference. Just saying. Other things like mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup. Again, you can go to the Dollar Tree or the local dollar store where it's cheaper and buy a couple of things of those. You know what I mean? I've also noticed that the food banks have a hard time getting in any kinds of breads. Hamburger buns, hot dog buns, bread. And again, your Dollar General, I think, here and in Mississippi, they have it for like $1.25 a loaf, a couple of loaves of bread, things like that people don't ordinarily think about. And that's just something that people don't really, people like to throw in a few canned goods and stuff like that. But the other things that people can use, folks, that's just, common sense. Or even if you wanted to drive up to your local food bank and where the people, because here people line up to get stuff, okay, because we're in the mountains, and some of these people, they're coming from 5 miles away in between the mountains, and where there's a few scattered little campers here and there, and they go to the food bank, and they get there an hour in advance, and the line's down the end of the street. There's a lot of people on fixed incomes. So if you went through and just passed out a few rolls of toilet paper, and even if you bought one of those for $1, I think you can still get the Imperial margarine, and gave a stick of butter to everybody, something like that. So I just wanted people to be aware and to think about other things that they can donate besides just the regular couple of canned goods, and canned meats and stuff like that, and vegetables. People, macaroni and cheese just tastes a lot better if you've got milk and butter to put on it. That's all I'm saying. And I never realized until we went to the food bank a couple of days ago. My neighbor says, "Oh my God, you have toilet paper," and I was like, I could have given him a roll. I had a couple extra rolls in there. So think about some of those things, folks, that you don't ordinarily think about. The holidays are coming up, and a lot of people especially those that don't have any family close by or don't have family at all. And there are a lot of them out there. When I was helping Mr. David in Mississippi, he only had one child. He had one daughter, no, a son, I think. And his son was like in Chicago. He had nobody there to help him. And anytime the man was almost deaf in one ear. And, you know, whenever you talk to him, he yelled at you because he can't hear. And people would offer to run errands for him. They would take his money and he'd never see them again. That is so disgraceful. You know, he was the first man I ever helped that I didn't know, you know. And I'll never forget the first time he ever had me, he put some faith in me, and he gave me $100, and he said, I need some pants. So I went to Walmart. I had a piece of paper with his sizes on it and the 2 brands that he wanted, and I managed to get that man 4 pairs of pants, 2 from one brand, 2 from another, all his size, all 4 different colors. And I brought him back his receipt and his change. He's like, oh, you didn't run off with my money. And I said, no, and nobody else is either. So I helped him until I sold my house and moved. And he actually, during that time, I think one day when I was at work and driving the school bus or something, he gave someone else some money to get himself. He wanted to have some music in his house. And he gave someone some money to bring him back a stereo. And they brought him back a stereo, but the thing didn't even flip and work. They just took off with this $100. Folks, if you know of anybody in your neighborhood that needs some help, and you think somebody's just taking their money and running, try to help them. It doesn't cost you anything. A little bit of your time. You know, look around your neighborhood. There's bound to be somebody that could use a ride to the store, that could even use just, you know, if you just stop by, you know, every couple of days and just, hey, I was just come by to say hi. I'm your neighbor down the street. I noticed, you know, you're over here by yourself, and I thought I'd just come by and check on you. People appreciate that. There's just so many little things you can do to make other people feel loved and valued and worthy. Because especially now that I'm getting older, I'm seeing a lot of things I never thought about when I was younger. So think about those things, guys, because you never know when somebody could really use your help. And a few minutes out of your day just to run to the store and pick them up some toilet paper. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? You're going to the store anyway, right, to get stuff for you. Stop by and check on that neighbor that you've noticed. Nobody, you know, you've noticed that their car just sits there, and you know you've seen them come in and out. They've let the dog out or the cat out, and you've noticed they just never go nowhere. Check on those people. It will make your heart feel better. It will make them feel better. It might even stop somebody from doing something stupid, if you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of people out there that feel like nobody cares about them anymore, and they have already paid their dues. They've already put their time in. They've already contributed to society, and now they've just been cast off, and nobody cares anymore. If you notice that car that always sits there, and that neighbor that just comes out and lets the dog in and out, or the cat in and out, or just opens up their door to sweep off their front porch, and you notice they're having a hard time getting around, and you don't never see no one visit them, it's not going to cost you a thing to just go by and say, hey, I just noticed, you know, I'm out on the front porch and I haven't introduced myself. Hi, my name's Lana. You know, it doesn't cost anything, folks, to be kind. Nothing. Be kind. Lana Scott. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Especially if you found some value in today, because every day's a day to be a better person. Lana Scott, Lighthouse.